Welcome folks to the Devoxx UK 2025 speaker interviews. At Devoxx UK 2025, I have the pleasure to have next to me Mr. Java community Sharat Chander himself. Shar, it's a pleasure to have you here today talking about what you love most, community in general, because for you it's not just about Java, it's about inspiring everything that is human related, and technology and human related. So welcome. Shar, how have you been doing? How is the conference? How do you feel it? How do you like being here with us?
First off, thank you for having me. I appreciate it, and you're right. Technology is nothing without people, and what's so inspiring is that Devoxx UK continues to focus on developers first. I think one of the mantras around Devoxx UK is by developers, for developers, about developers, and it's always about this concept of participation, and it's represented every year here at Devoxx, and being able to just be part of that experience is an honor.
Well, we're happy to have you here, and you had a couple of sessions. Can you remind me what they were about? I mean, I know what it was about in the schedule. People will find them probably online if they search for your name in Devoxx UK 2025, but would like to have you more like in what have you wanted to inspire more throughout your sessions in regards of community, in regards of people, in regards of culture, and what's the message, how that aligns with Java?
Right, so let's start with Java. Okay. So, this year we're celebrating 30 years of Java on May 23rd. It's coming up awful quickly.
Yeah.
And a technology, a language, and a platform to survive for 30 years and still have value is a testament not just to the technical value it offers, but the fact that at its roots, the heartbeat of Java is the people that work on the technology and the community that contributes to the technology. And so, in a way, Devoxx UK is a reflection of what Java represents. And so, it's great that we continue to invest in the innovation of the language and the platform, offering new features and functionality that meet the needs of ever-changing application development. And as we know, technology is not static. It's dynamic, and in ways it's more dynamic and faster than ever before. And what we're trying to do with Java is to thoughtfully evolve with the way the market continues to change. And so on the Java team, the engineers, the developers, the developer relations team tries to ensure all of that innovation is approachable in meaningful ways. I mean, at the end of the day, whenever any technology evolves, we want to ensure that it also retains readability, writability, maintainability, so the developer experience stays consistent year over year, no matter how much change comes to the platform or comes to the language. And that only comes through a lot of dedicated hard work and cooperation. But when we talk about the community, they play such an influential role in shaping the direction of Java. Because when you build something, the typical Hollywood phrase of build it and they will come, it's a great concept. Building something doesn't have value unless someone's using it, but there's even more value than an end user. It's someone who can also participate in shaping that usage, and that's where people come in. So oftentimes we will say people first, technology second. Focus on the people, understanding what their wants, their desires, their opportunities, their challenges, their fears, their uncertainties, their doubts. Once you understand the human dimension, you can change and adapt and enhance the technology to meet those needs. So keeping a circular conversation to inspire, to grow, to innovate is mission critical to the success of Java.
That's all very inspiring, and it's glad to hear this in the context of, seeing all these messages around AI, the importance of AI, the importance of technology. I mean, we've seen it for a long time in a technology that every new thing, if you take it with the cloud era, with Kubernetes, every game-changing technology that, in fact, it makes our life easier, always arrived with a boom. But we always come back to the idea of people. If you look at every technology that has been gaining adoption and has stayed adopted, is not through force, is mostly through inspiration to being open. And that's one great advantage about Java. It's being open with its code. but also with the people that contribute there. And I'm thinking also to our to the mailing lists where people can contribute with feedback, with their stories, because I think it would be impossible for the OpenJDK contributors to know every use case, and although the contributions come from different companies, it's still difficult to know those corner cases.
That's right.
And without your involvement, folks, that you're watching us, those features that are in Java wouldn't be possible. So I think that it's good to also participate in a conference, but also participate, as you say, passively and online, getting involved, reading. You say that often, like reading.
I do.
Reading the mailing list is important, and just keeping pace and spreading the word. And I think that Java is also embracing both opinions, the pros and the cons. There's no always like we look for praise. We look also for what is not working that great, so that we never take offense on when people say that doesn't work for me properly. That's how you improve something.
That's right.
By accepting also what's coming not so praiseful, like, oh, this is so great, it's amazing all the time. There's no such thing, no technology.
And you touched on so many dimensions there, because the concept of participation isn't just one thing, it's many things. Because at the end of the day, we're all very unique in what we do, what gives us purpose. And so we want to ensure we are bringing in as much of that input and feedback so we can make the best decisions possible, so Java's positioned for success for today and for tomorrow. And so as developers, you have many ways to participate. There's many facets. You touched on one, which was OpenJDK. The OpenJDK community is the heartbeat of Java. OpenJDK is where we do all of our development transparently out in the open. And so you can either participate actively or passively. Passively is okay. If your interest is in a specific technology or specific feature, you can come to the openjdk.org, find the projects that interest you the most, and at the bare minimum, subscribe to the mailing lists, because knowledge is power. The more you understand our decision making, what we are doing, why we're doing it, what we're not doing, you're more empowered as a developer to then utilize Java in your workplace. And of course, then we have a lot of contributory models at OpenJDK. If you want to get a little bit more aggressive, you can then share that part of that technical journey to share your experience and your skills. So we're shaping Java for success today, tomorrow, and for the next 30 years. But OpenJDK is just like one dimension on that plane of contribution and community. There's so many other places where developers can participate that has value. Things like user groups. We're lucky enough that we have user groups on every continent, not Antarctica yet, that's a stretch goal, but it'll be great if one day we can have a user group in Antarctica. But most likely every developer is close to a user group locally, regionally, at a state level, at a country level, but you can join any Java user group that are out there. These are volunteers and individuals that are trying to aggregate developers together to share their experiences, to share their use cases across industries, to share their best practices, because all of us collectively have so much greater knowledge than just one person. And we have a lot of smart people working on the Java team, no doubt, but we don't know everything.
True.
By having the input from the overall ecosystem come in, we can make more informed decisions to ensure Java evolves thoughtfully today and tomorrow.
Indeed, I mean 30 years is a milestone, but we want to be having at least 30 years more. It's important for technology to resist time, but also to be approachable. One thing that I learned in computer science was that the reason why you have such a richness of programming languages available in IT, and not just one programming language that we all use, is because as humans we actually wanted to be closer to the computers, and the beginnings were more like us, learning a very difficult language and talking computer, but we also wanted to be able to express more naturally. So this is why there are so many languages. Even the JVM has support for more languages than just Java.
That's right.
And it's important to have an ecosystem of languages so that you as a developer feel comfortable to express yourself in code as you feel the best, and is the best for the applications that you write. Speaking of contributions, I just got reminded that also there are written contributions available for a specific site, and we do welcome those from time to time. And there's a specific site called dev.java that welcomes community contributions. So folks, and also there's a way to engage with the DevRel team if you have like suggestions. I think they're always welcomed.
They are, and that's exactly right.
You're pretty much present on social media,
so
people
I think
can reach out to you.
We're lucky enough to be part of the Java Developer Relations team, and our mission is to ensure we are making the Java ecosystem as inclusive as possible. We want to grow the circle to bring more thought, to bring more ideas, to bring more participation, and as you said, we can accept contributions from the community on dev.java to share their technical purpose and expertise to the world of developers that are out there. But we also have other ways to participate. One thing that we mentioned is user groups. Meetups are another place to showcase your abilities and your talent to get inspired, to find further purpose. Conferences, I love conferences. It's a great way to make it more human, more realistic, more authentic. The in-person experience is priceless. I think Devoxx does a great job in terms of fostering that inclusive spirit of bringing ideas and people together. But there's so many other dimensions. We have, at least on the Java team, we have other platforms and programs for participation. Things like our YouTube channel. So, our DevRel team is voracious with publishing content, and we want to ensure we're sharing that knowledge that we have on our side with the world as well. So I encourage people to explore youtube.com/Java for more knowledge. Visit dev.java to learn about our user groups and our other community programs. Perhaps individuals would like to participate in our Java Days, which are unique one-day events. In fact, if there are any individuals at companies that want us to come in and deliver a one-day summit on various dimensions of Java's evolution, we're happy to do that. And we do this without any encumbrance. We want to make this as transparent and open as possible. Because at the end of the day, when you reach out a hand, that's the first sign of fostering and nurturing a relationship. And so that's what we're trying to do, is meet as many developers as possible, make that connection, and then foster that relationship so we can bring in more and more developers into our community.
I hope that we welcome more and more developers in the upcoming months and years. Sharat, that is very inspiring. Thank you so much for joining me today, for sharing these thoughts with our audience. And folks, do not miss Sharat's videos that are going to be posted or are posted already on the Devoxx UK YouTube channel. Just look for Sharat Chander, Devoxx UK 2025. You'll find, I think, 2 sessions or 3 sessions. What can we say? We love community. Community is our hearts. We have a lot of volunteers here helping this conference, people that do have developer roles, but they would like to also contribute in a different way to grow something that they have local for them, because they feel happy doing that. So yes, please check the talks of Shar, see how you can contribute with little, start with little, and then grow as you feel comfortable. And stay tuned for more. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.